right, guys, welcome back to another episode of The Stable. This one might be a little bit different because no Mustang stuff, but we're kind of trying to do more with the FJ, so we got some FJ content today. So, with that being said, we got a brand new radio. So, Amazon Prime Day was yesterday, and we got a new radio that was like 150 bucks. So, I'm in the process of installing that. We had two Phillips screws right here to get our trim off. The kit, I ain't gonna lie, guys, Amazon special was 150, like I said, but it comes with a new face and a new 9-inch touchscreen. The one comment I did say was people had to drill out the trim little circles for your hazards and stuff like that. But I feel like this car has been long overdue for something new. Hopefully, our factory sub still works. And the only other thing is outside the sub, I don't think I'm gonna do the backup camera. I don't really need one. And then I doubt I'm going to do the microphone. Just kind of roll the dice. Here in Colorado, we have to have our device kind of hands-free anyways. So I have my little mount right here. That's usually close enough to be able to hear me if I'm on the phone anyway. So not really too concerned about that. But it looks like we got 2 more Phillips, and we can pop that trim off. All right, so that wasn't too bad. The 4 screws, like I said, you have your push tabs down here, and this whole face popped right out. So I will have to come around here and pop out our factory gauge. Yeah, however that pops out of there. Oh, maybe it's just these clips here on the side. Pop that out of there. Install at least this lower piece. Looks like there is some clips here on the bottom. And pop that piece out of there. Got this little cover right here. These are passenger, just your little lights. Once you pop that cover off, they just clip in. So same thing with that side. I got the cover off first. And then it looks like this whole little U is going to come out with your controls. Come over here to our new one. Like I said, Amazon special. But there it is. So we'll see. We'll give it a shot. All right, guys. So after fighting with this thing, and even attempting to melt down some of the dials for the HVAC controls and taking a box cutters, because here in my garage I don't have the right tools I need, but I think we got it pretty good. Might have a slight gap in there to revisit later. Should be good enough for now. So I'm gonna try to move this somewhere where I won't scratch up the face of it. We should have to just get the old one out and then screw this one in. So with that being said, we just got 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then unplug this unit. Whew. Okay, so got that out. Unplugged these. They were kind of a pain because I don't have the smallest fingers, but got all those popped out. So now should just be getting the new one in place. That thing had a little bit of weight to it, but yeah. So forgive me huffing and puffing. It is still like 90 degrees out here, so it's been a hot day here in Colorado. All right, so it's easier with another pair of hands if you have them, but I held this because it has some weight to it while my girlfriend Sarah plugged these in for me. So now it's just slapping this in place, but maybe I should put my keys in first to make sure everything comes on. All right, guys, so it did come on. So home screen, so that's what the home screen looks like. I'll have to try to set it up here and do music and all that, which I don't know, maybe I'll just have to play the Stable song so I don't get a copyright strike or something. But it appears we're working. So yeah, now let's just bolt this thing in. All right, guys, so just before I wrap up this video, it was a couple days later, and it was bugging me that the dials weren't completely almost flush in there. So got this little Dremel, this little end right here, and this had a little ledge all the way across there that I just pretty much drilled out or made smooth. So we have a bolt that goes there, which these are a little small. You can see it already cracked from when I put the bolt in there, but it's still tight. But yeah, so if you guys go with this Amazon unit, like I said, so far I've been using it about a week. I'm actually pleasantly surprised by it, but for 120 bucks, I expect little things like this to need to be done. Not complaining about it, just a little heads up. Grind out that little ledge, it will sit more flush. And then for the sub, it looks like that harness I didn't plug in plugs into the top up here, but I don't see the factory plug-in for the factory sub, so more to come on that. All right, so before I actually wrap up this video for real, just want to show you what it actually looks like in here. So I have kind of figured things out using it. You can connect it to the Wi-Fi over here. Is connected Bluetooth right now. It says it works for Apple and Android. I have an Apple, but I think it would be friendlier with an Android. I haven't tested that yet. But as you can see, I got my phone connected. Not entirely sure how I went through and did that, but usually it does come up, and then if I were to click this, it gets you to this screen, and then here brings me to my phone. So not gonna play that. Like I said, I don't want to get a copyright strike. If you guys listen to the new Justin Bieber album, Sexy Red ruined this song. So anyways, so actually really impressed with this so far. Change the time, date. So I'll just leave that a little bit in there. So everything's working great so far. Have no complaints. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys what it looked like and what it looks like actually working, where I had to drill. You can kind of see probably in the previous parts of this video where there was a big gap here. Drilling that little ledge out in there that I talked about really sealed that up. So have just a kind of tiny one there, but I think that's as good as it's gonna get, and I'm happy with it. So please be sure to like, subscribe. Catch you on the next one.